Hi everyone, and welcome to this 10-minute tips and tricks session. Today I'm going to show you a quick way I've been using ChatGPT to actually build my Canvas, which is our learning management system, and building those pages. This isn't about generating content like assignments or emails. It's about using AI to help design and structure your Canvas pages. And the best part, you don't need to know any HTML or coding to do this. So I want to start with something really practical. When you're working with an LMS like Canvas, what actually takes you the most time? For me, it's not writing the content. It's things like formatting, spacing, making things look consistent, and also accessibility. Are our screen readers able to read everything correctly? Do we have everything structured clearly? And honestly, most of that has nothing to do with the teaching itself, but it has everything to do with our course design. So when we think about using AI and tools such as ChatGPT, most people use it for brainstorming, maybe writing content, generating assignments if you're a teacher, and that's very, very helpful. But that's not really where it's made its biggest difference for me. The shift for me was this. Instead of using AI all the time just to create content, I started using it to structure and organize my Canvas pages. That's when it became my design partner. And you can see on the screen what the Module 1 overview looks like, and then what that HTML that we'll get into during the demo actually looks like. So I don't know anything about coding or computer science, but I can tell you that with ChatGPT, I'm able to create the HTML code that can create the overview page that you see at the top. So here's kind of what we're going to do today. You'll see that we're starting with a basic syllabus. It has a lot of the information that we're going to need to build our Canvas template that we're going to have. So I'm going to take what I already have, which is my syllabus. We're going to use a template that's been provided for us by Texas Tech in Canvas. And you can see that template in the middle. And we're going to ask ChatGPT to turn it into a structured page. We're going to take that information from the syllabus. We're going to take the HTML code from the template, and we're going to have ChatGPT extract that and create that code for us so that it becomes like what you actually see on your right. It pulls all of the information from the syllabus and turns it into all of the information that the students will need to know about your class without you having to copy and paste different sections of text from your syllabus. So you already have the content. This just helps you organize it quickly. Okay, so let's now see how this works in action. You'll notice that I have side by side on my screens. I have ChatGPT opened up, and I have my Canvas class, and I've just created a module for the demonstration purpose today. But we're using what we already have. We're using a syllabus, and I'm using an advanced teaching methods class that I teach currently. You can see all of the information that we're going to be using today to fill in that template, but it has all of this information. And it is very important to include this document within your LMS, but how many of our students are going to go through and read every single page of that document? So what we're doing is we're going to take that information and we're going to pull necessary parts of the information into readable and accessible Canvas pages using a template. So for us, we have a course overview template. Notice that we're going to have the name of the course, we're going to have some notes, objectives, expectations, our grading scheme. All of that is built into a template for us. Now go up to edit. And once you get into the edit mode, notice this is still in regular text. Look for this symbol down here. That's going to switch it to our HTML view. And I know it almost looks like a foreign language, but this is what we're going to learn how to do. Again, not having to know anything about coding. But we're going to use this template coding in order to create a new code with the information from our syllabus. So I've already worked up a prompt that I'm going to give to ChatGPT. You want to tell it exactly what you want. You also want to tell it what you're going to give it. So I'm going to provide you with my course syllabus and course intro HTML template. You're going to insert the simplest syllabus content into my Canvas template in a clear, organized, and student-friendly way. Keep structure, improve readability, make it accessible. Don't make up anything. Only use what's needed for the template. And I have given it instructions that we will be using that other templates to pull from the syllabus as well. So I've pasted that in to ChatGPT. Now I want to see what it says, so it's going to give me further instructions. At that point, you could go ahead and also just go ahead and type in your paste in your HTML and give it your syllabus, but I went ahead and did an extra step. So now we're going to copy and paste that HTML template code for the course overview. And then I also want to upload my syllabus that we're going to pull that information from. So I'm going to drag and drop it in there. And I apologize in your view because my Brisk Teaching app is covering up my little arrow, but the little black arrow down there, you're going to send that prompt in, and it is going to think for just a little bit because it's processing. And one good thing about ChatGPT right now is that a lot of times it will tell you that thinking process it's going through. So it's just going to think a little bit. It's going to kind of go over those steps that I gave it from the prompt, and then it's going to tell us that it pulled only the course intro details that fit that specific template for the overview. So it's going to include the course introduction, learning outcomes, key course expectations, and then our grading skill and all of the code that it's going to give us. So here it is. It's typing all of that HTML beautifully for us without us having to know how to do any of that on our own. And this is just a faster, easier step than having to actually copy text from your syllabus and then paste it into this template. It has it all built for you if you can just upload your syllabus and then the template HTML. You'll see how easy and how fast it does it here in a second. So it's going through the grading, policies, and overview. So it's almost finished. Okay, and then it says that it can do the next templates too, but for time's sake today, we're only going to do the overview page. So we're going to copy that code. And again, I'm going to show you what this looks like originally. Do not copy the code on this view, otherwise it's just going to look exactly like that code. You want to make sure that you're in the HTML overview page, and so we're going to go ahead and highlight that information, and then we're going to paste in that code, and let's look at what it looks like. So notice it's pulled all of that information beautifully from my syllabus. It has the course name, it has the overview, it has the learning expectations, all of that. So again, here's what this final version looks like for you. It's kept all of the icons, everything that was in that template, and it's pulled that specific information out. So there you go. There's other ones that you could do as well, but for today and for time's sake, we're just going to do that course overview. Hopefully you all enjoyed the quick demo that I just showed you and were impressed with how easy and fast that was. So overall, just a little bit of a takeaway. Start small. Don't think that you have to do this to all of your different LMS pages. Know that you have the content already. We're just using AI to pull that content and use. Today we used a template, but I'm going to show you some other techniques in the next part of this video series on using ChatGPT to help create HTML coding to organize and design your Canvas pages. So hopefully you'll join me in that next series. We're actually going to be showing how to create things like drop-down boxes and call-out boxes, things to help make your page stand out and make it more readable for your students. So thank you for joining me today, and I'll see you on the next 10-minute tips and tricks web series.